Well, hello there, beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. It's Mama Manifests here. So, today we are going to do your Pisces full moon, my favorite time of the month, full moons. So, Pisces full moon, divine transmission for us all, collective message. So, we're just going to go ahead and jump right into it. I'm excited to give this message to you guys. Right now, I am opened back up for personal readings. I was not doing them for a little bit, just had to do some healing myself. But now I'm feeling ready to go, ready to take on and help you guys with divine guidance. So if you're interested in that, my email is in the description box below. Okay? All right. So, Holy Spirit, all that is divine, please give us guidance. Please help me to articulate that guidance for this Pisces full moon. What does my collective need to know? What does my collective need to know? We're going to do one more shuffle, and then we're going to jump right in. Right there, yeah. That's it. Okay. Let's see what's going on. Wow. So, this is at the center of the reading here, okay? And this is the Eight of Pentacles. This is all about self-mastery and self-work. And I'm just feeling like a lot of us, these energies have been really quite difficult ever since, the summer has been, activating for us all. Everybody's being triggered. That's how we awaken. It's through uncomfortable experiences, right? And recently, and I've been even feeling this way too, it's kind of gotten us into this place. Eight of Pentacles in reverse is like not doing work, right? It's like not putting in the work where we need to put in the work towards self-mastery, okay? It's kind of just like this blasé energy, right? And that's understandable, and that's kind of where we've been. But that's definitely like a call to, dive in deep into our spiritual practice, work on ourselves, work on our beliefs, work on our foundation, work on our authenticity. Crossing it, we have the Knight of Swords, right? So there's been a necessity for a lot of communication, I'm feeling like, and, it's the Knight. So he's a bit impulsive, and maybe there were some things that were said or done, that needed to be said and done, right? Everything in this universe happens perfectly. So whether or not it was, a knight communicating or a king communicating or a queen communicating, whatever, there was some fast moving energy recently, right? There was just, it was like the dominoes fell, right? And, then that's kind of how we got into this position, because the dominoes fell, things happened, and we're just kind of been recovering, right, from that. At the foundation here of this reading, okay, is deception, okay? This is us not accepting the truth about ourselves, right? There's all these truths. We have this ability. I talk about this a lot. We have an ability to lie to ourselves, right? We just do. And, awakening is like peeling back the layers of an onion, understanding a deeper truth, right? We could have thought one thing our entire lives based on our early childhood programming, based on our experiences, then come to find out, as we go through, there's a lot of like air energy coming through right now. And, this is just, there's been a need to get honest, because we've all been, dishonest with ourselves in some way, shape, or form. Okay. And that's going to be different for everybody, but we have. And, that's caused us not be able to do this self-mastery, not be able to find out who we truly are, not be able to live in our authenticity. Okay. Wow. And they're like, everybody's been clinging to control, right? This is like the Emperor in reverse to me is just lack of faith, right? It's fear. It's fear, right? It's like fear of losing everything that we've always believed in and that we've built everything on. It's like losing our foundation. but the awakening process and the process of, coming into our fullest selves, our highest selves, is where we must let go. We must let go of these falsities. We must let go of things that are not in integrity with who we truly are. Beliefs, mindsets, patterns of behavior. We must see the truth, right? And so maybe, this lack of truth and everything that has happened has caused us all to like really look around and be like, well, what can I control? And really put the like holding the steering wheel very tightly, right? It's like, I am not going to lose. I am going to win. The emperor in reverse, like he just cares about winning, right? The emperor upright finds a solution that fits all. Okay. But when we cling to the need to control, it's not a good outcome. It's not a great outcome. Okay. I love this. So crowning the reading, and I love it because Pisces, and this is where the full moon is, it's an emotional sign, and it's an intuitive sign, and this is crowning everything that has happened thus far in our lives, the uncomfortable situations, the uncomfortable feeling that comes with facing the truth, the highest truth, right? The highest truth. And what is the highest truth, Carly, Mama Manifests? Well, it's what's in our heart. We all know inside. We all do. The problem is our heart, that's our intuition. And it can get clouded by all the things that we have learned and experienced in our lives, right? And I say this all the time too. Fear can mask itself as wisdom, keeping us in this box. And we have to really, really, really ask ourselves, like, what do I truly want? Who am I? We should all be asking the question, who am I? Who did I truly come here to be? Because it's all about that open communication system with the universe. It depends on what types of thoughts and questions you are putting out there. And if you have been living in the Emperor in reverse and the Ace of Swords reverse, right? It's an echo chamber. Most likely, right? Because it's the same thoughts over and over, the same people giving us the same feedback, and it's an echo chamber. It's not allowing the truth to get in. So we must spend this time in self-mastery to really get in touch with our hearts. And I feel like that's crowning this, and that's why all of this happened. That's why everything has happened, to really push us in this direction of like, the Page of Cups energy, which is, improving intuition. It's, following your heart. It's leading with love. It's compassion. It's forgiveness. Okay. All right. Yeah. So then over here, we have a lot of regret, a lot of sadness. The Four of Cups is all about focusing on the things that didn't work out. So it would be this little area right here, these first four cards. It would be focusing heavily on that, therefore missing the blessing that is right behind us. And that's that Ace of Cups, that new beginning, that Page of Cups. He's carrying the Ace of Cups as well. You know what I mean? It's that new energy. It's that new energy. It's the new cycle, right? This energy here was the end of that old cycle. It was the assistance to close it out. It was to put us in a position of being able to receive this new, kind of like floor us all, so that way we can grow, and we can start anew, and we can have a new philosophy, and our minds can be expanded, and our consciousness can be expanded. So whatever did happen, it was all for the greatest good. It was all for the greatest good. And we're going to really see and come into this new Page of Cups energy through this. This is what the Pisces full moon is bringing us. And we have to be honest with this too. Like, are we focusing on the things that didn't work out in the past? Are we focusing on the poor decisions that we made? Or are we coming to the table present, and willing to see that there's a blessing, there's a silver lining to it all. Oh my gosh, I love this. we are focused on our emotional fulfillment. And I'm hoping that society is figuring this out. And we talk about it. Yes, there's a difference between survival mode and thriving mode. Okay. Survival mode is when we don't have all of our needs taken care of: shelter, water, food, love. You know what I mean? But our happiness does not lie within the material or the tangible things. And I think we're all really starting to realize that on such a deep level. You can have all the nice things in the world and still be so unhappy. I've talked about this with many people before, and I just, when celebrities or when people really have that success before they find that internal success, they've reached what they believe is the everything they have, and they find themselves still quite unhappy. Why? Because their values don't lie within, fulfillment and love. And so that aspect might be lacking. The true happiness of life lies within emotional fulfillment, love, togetherness, being happy. And because of all of this, it's really, I love this, cups, 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 It really is moving from it's like swords, right? Emperor in reverse, control, poor communication, ego. And then we have all water over here, emotional activation. And that's what's happened. We've had an emotional activation, and we're now going to move in and follow what makes us feel good, right? We're going to truly follow what makes us feel good, because we can see now the importance of, the importance of love itself, the importance of, unconditional love, the importance of compassion, the importance of forgiveness. We can see that. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. We have to follow what makes us feel good. But to be able to do so, we have to be connected with our intuition and our heart space. But to get there, we had to see the truth. And we had to hold on for dear life and try to control the situation and get a little bit dirty, get a little bit dirty. Oh my gosh, this is perfect. This is everything I was just talking about. The Nine of Pentacles for me is, a truly autonomous human being, right? A person that lives and believes their own values. They don't listen to what other people have to say. Maybe they'll listen to the opinions of others, but they truly know who they are. They know their purpose. They live life on purpose. They are abundant, and that's absolutely beautiful. That's the energy that we're all coming into. But we must go through this energy first to get to this point, right? That's the cycle of it all. We're definitely a little bit afraid right now that we're not going to be able to gather our footing, right? And I was talking to my aunt this morning, and I explained, right now it's one foot in front of the other. And, we have to so one task at a time, one small victory at a time. Sometimes the energy is supportive of, just this flow, but right now is just not one of those times. 2020 is not one of those times, right? We have to really be hyper focused. We have to really be paying attention to detail. And I think it's normal for us to fear that we're going to lose everything. We don't feel stable. That's how we're always going to have our needs taken care of. Okay. We are always going to have our needs taken care of. Always. We're always going to have everything that we need. If you really look back and ask yourself the question, it's I always did. I always found a way. We will always find a way. Right. And the more resistance and stress and control we try to put on it, the harder it's going to make it for us. And so really one foot in front of the other right now, just focus on that. And if you're not looking down at your feet and you're walking across the balance beam, you might lose your balance. And right now, this energy, I would say it's like a balance beam. Sometimes we have a lot wider of, a beam to walk across. Right now, it's a little bit narrow. So we must focus on our own values. We must focus on ourselves. We must focus on our heart space. We must focus on surrender. We must focus on self-mastery. And we must focus on finding the truth, no matter how uncomfortable that may be. we're gonna, we're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay. Yeah. The divine is asking you right now, if you are watching this video, you are at a certain place on your journey and people might have opinions about it. This is what this is for me. Seven of Wands, all these things are opinions. They're all other people's opinions pointed at us. And that's because when we make changes in our life, it affects the people that are around us. It just does. It just does. And there is going to be pushback. And this might turn into this poor communication. This might turn into ugly situations. But if we really, really realize that we're the only people that have to believe in our vision. We're the only ones that have to believe in ourselves. We don't need anybody else's approval. And we learn that as we go down the journey, and it gets easier and easier and easier because you know what? We might never get their approval. We might not get it until years down the line when they see, oh, I'm so happy that he or she followed her path because look at what they have accomplished and look at how happy they are. But that's hindsight, right? While we're going through the process, people are going to have their opinions. They just are. And we can either accept those as the truth or we can live by our own values, Nine of Pentacles. The divine wants me to let you know right now that this is going to happen. It's going to happen. This is why it's going to be so important for you to stay inside of your own heart space, to stay in meditation, to completely, if people are disrespecting, or making you feel not great, take a break from them. You don't have to be mean. You just need to say, say it's for me, it's for me, and whether they want to accept that or not, that's fine. It doesn't mean that you don't love them. It does not mean that you don't love them. Okay. So this is all about us standing up for what we believe in. We're going to have the victory no matter what, as long as we don't let the opinions and the circumstances, affect us. Okay. And it's just, the divine is saying, expect resistance, seriously. That's not the most fun message to deliver, but it's better that we are informed and we know what to expect as opposed to just, this comes up and it happens and it knocks us down longer than it should. Okay. Let's see where the divine wants us to go. We're going to get an archetype. Pisces full moon. Good stuff. I love this. We're like the manifestation, because full moons are all about manifestation. And the manifestation for us is really this activated heart space, this activated emotional body in such a way, right? And then it gives us the ability to follow that no matter if the ground gets shaky, right? It's our brain. It's like we're working against each other. The awakening process, our logical brain is going to work against us. It's just how it is. It's wired to keep us safe. And so anytime we go outside our little comfort zone, of course there's going to be thoughts that come in that say, no, that doesn't seem right. We have the ability to truly lie to ourselves. To find the truth, you must follow your heart, okay? The logical mind is imperative, right? We need to have balance between our logical mind and our emotional body, balanced head and heart space. But the logical mind can only take us so far, okay? And so if we've exited this cycle of just the logical mind, then we now must open up our emotional body, because that's where the wisdom is going to come in. And wisdom is only gained by experience. And you're going to gain that experience from following your heart space and staying in tune with who you truly are and not letting external circumstances knock you down. Okay? All right. I love this message. This is great. All right, what other messages do we have to add to this beautiful message? What other messages do we have, Spirit? Okay. Oh my gosh, I love this card. This is all about going on a journey, right? We don't know exactly, we don't have the entire journey mapped out for us, but we do trust that it's a journey into the unknown. It's a voyage, it's a sacred voyage. And the pilgrim, you just have to be willing to go through. Look at this. It's a lot of chaotic color, right? And it's like, so we'll see glimpses of beauty. We'll see scary parts, that's all part of the journey. But we have to be willing to go on the journey itself. We have to be willing to go on the journey. We have to be willing to go on the pilgrimage. Okay? And the pilgrimage is following your heart and wherever that takes you and standing up for yourself. And working on your own values and living by your own values and seeing the truth and, again, surrender. Okay? Let's get a Work Your Light Oracle. And we all need to learn how to say no to people, say no to situations. That card I saw it, and we just all need to learn how to do that, We must put our own oxygen mask on first before we can take care of anybody else. Yeah, look at this. Share your voice, right? Stand up for what you believe in, okay? And I think this emotional activation, the activation of this heart space and the feeling of like, you've probably gotten a glimpse into where you're going. That's what happens on this path is like we go through the harder parts, right? And then we get a beautiful reprieve. I don't know what word wanted to come out there, but we get this beautiful vision of where we're going. It's a vision. We know where we're going, right? But this card is really calling us to, express ourselves, right? Express ourselves. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. Come out of the cave, right? Like, what's the worst that can happen? That's a question we all might need to be asking ourselves. What's the worst that can happen if I truly speak from my authenticity? If you're speaking from love and compassion, no matter how it's received by the other person or other people, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because you're speaking from a place of authenticity, love, and compassion, and you know that. And it can be scary of what other people might think and their opinions and things like that, but at the end of the day, if we don't follow our heart, we're going to not find that fulfillment and we're going to be living in this low vibrational cycle that we can't escape because the only way out is through. And the only way through is to follow our authenticity, to be who we truly are. And this is a card, fill up your well, retreat, rest, and refuel. So I love this. It's like come out of the cave and rest. So it's a balance. You know what I mean? It's a balance. Like this is calling to say like the only way that we're going to gain the courage, the only way that we're going to gain the momentum to actually do the things that we need to do and have the courage to follow our hearts is through that rest and refuel and that meditation. And I highly encourage you over this full moon to do some sort of ritual, some sort of, meditation, with the full moon under this energy, because it's going to give you a lot of direction. Look at this. Look at this. I almost feel like, it's so much beauty. Like that's what we're supposed to be doing right now. Turn in and connect with the emotional body. Okay. And so I'm just going to close this reading. I'm going to close this reading and we're going to get a little bit of guidance. I'm asking for guidance from the Starman Tarot. Beautiful reading. All right. Spirit, what further guidance do we have for this? Whoa. For this full moon. They wanted me to say again, let go of control and surrender to the process. And once you think you've surrendered, surrender a little bit more. Surrender is an action process. It's not something you just do once, right? I do it all day long, right? We get better at surrender. It's like practicing something, but it is a skill. It is a skill. It's not a quality that somebody has. I mean, maybe some people can be, look at that again. Four of Swords, rest, meditation, 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 meditation. We have some emotional activations happening, but they cannot happen unless we are in that space of receiving. And the only place that we can receive is in the place of being present, which, you know, I don't know about you, I can only really achieve through, achieve through meditation. Okay. Temperance. That's all about the balance. That's all about the patience required with the process over here. Our bodies are going through, you know, whether you know this or not, the awakening process is a physical one too. Okay. And we go through ascension symptoms, and, you know, you might think you're sick and you might think a lot of things, you know, but just know that, you know, your body is going through a transformation process. Your emotional body, your upper three chakras, everything is being activated. Your energy centers to be able to receive divine wisdom are being cleared out. You are going through an internal balancing process. And sometimes, because this Queen of Pentacles did want to come out in reverse, it can, again, look at, we have the King and Queen of Pentacles here that came out in reverse. It can feel really ungrounding, and it can make us feel really unstable. And that's just part of the process. I'm going to keep it real with you guys, but let the tower fall. Let it all fall away. Let the new perspectives come in. Let everything blow up. Let it blow up. Let it blow up and follow your heart. That's the trust and the faith that's required on this process. Walking into the unknown, not knowing what to expect, knowing that you're going to come in. It's not going to be smooth sailing. This journey is not just going to be smooth sailing. There are going to be minor explosions, you know, as we go down the path. Let it fall. Surrender, control. All right, you guys. I love you so much. Happy full moon. Happy full moon in Pisces. I'm wishing you all a lot of rest and peace and love. All right. I'll talk to you guys soon. Namaste and God bless.